When asked about his plans for Panama in 1904, an ebullient Teddy Roosevelt declared, "I'm going to make the dirt fly." But first, he sent an Army doctor, Colonel William Gorgas, to eliminate the yellow fever epidemics that had doomed earlier French efforts. Gorgas declared war on the local mosquitoes, and within a year, the yellow fever threat was gone. Then, workers under the command of Colonel George Washington Goethals blasted and dug their way through the Cordillera Mountains, carving a 9-mile-long canyon called the Culebra Cut. For over 6 years, the giant steam shovels dug without pause, filling a railroad car every 8 minutes. The trains rolled as far north as the mouth of the Chagres River, where their loads were used to build the gigantic earthen Gatun Dam. Lots big enough to lift battleships were built at the Atlantic and Pacific ends of the canal. Finally, on June 27, 1913, the dam was closed and the largest man-made lake in history filled, flowing into the Culebra Cut, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans by a slender but navigable thread.
The Panama Canal is considered one of the world's greatest engineering accomplishments. Its completion changed the course of history by opening a worldwide trade route between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The canal also had a lasting effect on other technologies. Since the early 1900s, ships have been built to dimensions that will allow them to pass through the canal's locks. Early attempts at canal building. In 1878, the French obtained the right to build a canal across Panama. The original plan was to build the canal at sea level, but problems quickly arose and plans were drawn up using locks similar to today's. The effort ran into trouble, however, when politicians stole money from the canal company, eventually causing bankruptcy. Scientists were unable to stop epidemics of tropical diseases from killing numerous workers. These problems eventually halted the French efforts. Canal Fast Facts. The canal took 10 years to build, from 1904 to 1914, and cost $380 million. During the construction of the canal, workers dug up more than 200 million cubic yards of dirt. Thousands of workers died from diseases while building the canal. The trip from San Francisco to New York City via the Panama Canal is about 9,000 miles shorter than the trip around South America. The 51-mile trip through the canal takes 9 to 10 hours. The canal now handles more than 13,000 ships a year from around 70 nations, carrying 192 million short tons of cargo. Panama took control of the canal on December 31, 1999. Here are the resources you will be accessing to conduct your group project. These resources should be accessed in advance. Simply click on the links to get to each resource. Let's take a look at the first link, The Story of the Panama Canal by Rick Archer. And the link takes you right to the source. And this is great because he just goes over everything you could think of regarding the Panama Canal, and you can take a short quiz at the end if you prefer. But basically what I want you to do is review this information to get ideas for your group project. And so this basically website is great. It goes over how all the locks work, how a ship gets lowered, water concerns, how long is the Panama Canal, engineering information, the history of the events leading to the creation of the Panama Canal, the Monroe Doctrine, Roosevelt Corollary. It goes over Teddy Roosevelt and the politics at the time, why he wanted to build the Panama Canal. You may choose to get the idea to create a poster, a political cartoon regarding Teddy Roosevelt's decision. There's a lot of political cartoons in those days regarding his decision. The people involved, the interest in the Panama Canal, Panama local government, the French plan, the sickness, what was killing the workers. This is just a great wealth of information for you to access. The next resource that's invaluable to look at is the video Panama Canal Against All Odds. This video is narrated by Leonard Nimoy. This takes you to the YouTube video. You'll know Leonard Nimoy as Spock from Star Trek.
Panama is a land where beauty and danger are woven together like jungle vines. This tiny Central American country is full of extraordinary sights that enchant and astonish.
Another great resource was the video, The Panama Canal Against All Odds. I suggest watching the whole thing. Another resource is the virtual Panama Canal tour, which is just amazing. You have to do that. It shows you a 360-degree view of the locks and how they work, and it's almost like you're taking a cruise, like a cruise passenger on the Panama Canal. And then the Panama Canal, the endless debate of the Carter-Torrijos treaties, and howstuffworks.com. I recommend reviewing each of these resources so that when you come together in your group, you get good ideas on how to present your project discussion to class. So here's your project. Let's connect to today. The issues are identifying problems. What difficulties does workers face in constructing the canal? Evaluating decisions. In the more than 90 years since it was built, do you think that the benefits of the Panama Canal to world trade have outweighed the costs in time, money, and human life? Why was the United States so interested in building the Panama Canal? This represents the flipped class. So at home, you're going to be reviewing the resources that we just went over prior to the class tomorrow. You'll have 3 days in which to get together with your group. And in class, you're going to get together in your pre-assigned group. You're each going to pick one of these issues, each group taking one issue, or another issue approved by me based on your research. And you're going to discuss these questions, and you're going to present one of the issues to class in the form of a PowerPoint oral presentation, a poster or chart, or a political cartoon, or another creative idea approved by me in advance, such as you may want to report as a group, role play, and take the roles of an engineer, a doctor, and a politician, and report in an audio file, like a podcast, on the various issues. And basically what I want is creativity. I want you to involve the resources, and most importantly, I want you to have fun and really get to learn one of the world's greatest engineering wonders. And I'll be available for questions if you have any. So I'll see you in class tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.